How important is that, being an advisor and having that relationship, with your customers and with your clients? I mean, because there's money. There's a lot of trust involved, and it's like,
Sure.
how do you go about like fostering that and making that happen?
I think that I find, and I'm sure you find in your business, Will, is that education or educating somebody makes them a better client. A client that knows nothing about the market or nothing about money or doesn't want to know anything about money is like someone showing up to yoga once or showing up to the gym because it's January 1st and they think that's the thing to do.
Mm.
Um, you have to be involved and a better educated. Why are we doing this exercise? Why are we breathing? What is it? What's the result? The understanding of money and the client understanding of money, there's a level of trust that they give me, but then there's a level of understanding that I try to teach them. And by teaching them the level of understanding, they become better clients
Right.
because they know that they're starting at point A and they're starting at point B. And if I can tell them how we're going to get there and they understand it, the journey is a little bit better. When I take my little kids in the car, I say, hey, we're going here on a trip. It's 3 hours. They're like, are we stopping anywhere? If I can create a narrative for them, we're going to stop here. We're going to stop and see this person. They understand the trip and they versus every 15 minutes, when are we going to get there? When are we going to get there? When are we going to get there? I think the understanding and the teaching and the education process is what I like most about it.
Yeah, that sounds like a great approach for sure.
I definitely value that. Like, I remember I was listening to a financial management show. I used to listen to them on the drive in, and I was managing all my own finances, and I was not doing well. And I remember one of the shows. It said, "Who manages your finances? If it's you, fire your financial manager and hire a professional." And I did. I went out. One, I fired myself, and then two, I went and hired a professional. And there's this feeling that when you go and talk to a financial manager or a financial advisor, that they're going to want to sell you something right off the bat. And I understand that's part of the process, but there's like the guy that I met with, he didn't sell us anything. He went through our finances, showed us where we could budget better, introduced us to a budgeting system, and really, for the first like 6 or 7 times we met him, didn't ever say, okay, well, let's look at insurance. Let's look at this, and this.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, let's just get your finances in order.
Yeah.
And that established the trust.
Yeah.
And that in itself alleviated a huge amount of financial stress on me, on my family. And then since then, giving him kind of that trust and then learning from him, like you said, that process of the learning, that has been huge to establish further trust. And now I feel comfortable in everything that we do with our finances through him. It's incredibly important to know, trust, and like your financial advisor or manager, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think when you meet with an advisor, I think it's easy to find out if they're a used car salesman. I think, like what you said, there's a process. It's like anything else. When you hire a personal trainer or when you hire a contractor, if you can sniff it out, you can sniff it out. And when a contractor shows up and says, hey, I'll start tomorrow, I want 75% of the money now, that's a red flag. A contractor, if a contractor is a good contractor and they do good work, they'll take money up for front for the materials, they'll do the work, and they'll get paid as they finish. And when they finish, they'll get the rest of the bill. You've heard the stories where the contractor shows up, he gets paid, he never shows up again. And I think when you meet with a financial advisor, there's that level of trust that has to be established. And it has to be established through a process. Where are you today, and where are you, where do you want to go tomorrow? And then where do you want to go the next day? And I think building that process, as your advisor did, establishes that trust. And then you can move forward with that person.